On 17 September 2019, Rustom 2 crashed in an agriculture field of Chitradurga district of Karnataka. The unmanned aerial vehicle was undergoing trial by DRDO when crash happened. In yet another ill-fated incident on 20th March 2021, Rustom 1 crashed. The UAV was carrying out a demonstration for CRPF at a base station in Jagdalpur located 15 kilometers away from Naxal-infested Bastar region. The crash of Rustom 1 is not something new. The Rustom 1 had crashed back in 2019 when its first technology demonstration was being conducted from Taneja Aerospace Airfield near Hosur. Hello and welcome back to your own channel Indian Defense Analysis, where we bring to you all the latest development happening in the defense sector. In today's video, we will look in details of the reason why Rustom drones keep crashing. Will it impact the future development of these drones? What are the other options India has for its drones development? Talking about the very first crash of Rustom 1, which was back in 2019, the DRDO stated in its official statement that the crash was due to misjudgment of altitude of the flight, which resulted in onboard engine to switch off to ground command, which made the onboard thrust development to go to zero. Regarding the recent crash of Rustom 1, there hasn't been any official statement by DRDO or ADE, which is Aeronautical Development Establishment. However, the defense experts are suggesting the crash could be because of human error of the remote pilot operating the drone. It flew into the airport wall during the landing. While we have to wait for an official statement from DRDO for the reason of crash, the striking similarity between these crashes is that it happened while UAV was landing. It is also not clear if the automatic landing gears were used in Rustom 1, but mostly it seems to be no. If automatic landing gear was not used, then there is definitely a problem with manual landing of drones where the probability of manual error increases. Now these crashes should not bother us, as it seems like low speed loss of altitude during landing. Rustom does not have automatic landing gear, however its airframe and engine is proven. The AD needs to act promptly in integrating the automatic landing and takeoff gear with Rustom drones. At the minimum, they must integrate a COTS autopilot. Talking about the features of Rustom drone, it is an unmanned aerial vehicle developed by DRDO. It's a medium altitude, long endurance drone developed primarily to replace Israeli Heron drones operated by Indian Armed Forces. While Heron drones are primarily used for surveillance and reconnaissance, Rustom 2, also known as Tapas BH or Tactical Airborne Platform for Aerial Surveillance Beyond Horizon 201, will be armed with air-to-surface missiles and laser-guided bombs. Rustom 2 drones will also be capable of carrying a variety of payloads such as synthetic aperture radar, electronic intelligence systems, and situational awareness system. The total payload capacity of Rustom 2 is going to be 350 kgs. While the development of Rustom drones is undertaken by public sector enterprise, do we have any option in private sector? The answer is not much, but we do have one good option. The Adani Defense is India's only private sector military UAV manufacturer and global exporter to the market. While it has wide variety of UAVs to offer, the one which we will be discussing is Hermes 900 male UAV, which is closer to the category of Rustom drones. The Adani Elbit UAV complex is the first private UAV manufacturing facility in India and the first facility outside Israel to manufacture the Hermes 900 male and Hermes 450. The Adani Elbit will offer the Hermes 900 UAV for Indian tri-services, an advanced, battle-proven and a cost-effective male UAV for usage across all terrain. Hermes 900 UAV is an Israeli medium-sized, multi-payload, medium-altitude, long-endurance unmanned aerial vehicle designed for tactical missions. It is successor of Hermes 450 series of drones, one of the most widely used military drones in the world. It has an endurance of over 30 hours and can fly at a maximum altitude of 30,000 feet with the primary missions of reconnaissance, surveillance, and communication relay. The Hermes 900 has a wingspan of 15 meter and weighs around 970 kg with a payload capability of 300 kgs. The payload options include electro-optical infrared sensors, synthetic aperture radar, ground-moving target indications, communication and electronic intelligence, electronic warfare and hyperspectral sensors. Talking about its performance, it can attain a maximum speed of 220 km per hour with a cruising velocity of 112 km per hour. It has an endurance of 36 hours and a service ceiling of 9,100 meters. This was today's update. Please let us know what is your views about these in comment section. Feel free to post your comments and suggestions about any topic related to defense sector on which you want to hear from us. With this, I would like to say goodbye and Jai Hind friends. Please like and subscribe our video if you have not done already. We will be soon back with more interesting and amazing development happening in defense sector.